สวัสดีครับ Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and esteemed participants, a very good morning to all of you. I'm Dr. Charlie Waragundipat from NECTEC, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to this remarkable workshop on e-science and high-performance computing, or eHPC. This year, our workshop co-located with APAN. Today, we find ourselves at the crossroads of innovation and scientific inquiry, and this workshop serves as a beacon illuminating the path forward. In the realm of e-science and HPC, where technology meets the frontiers of knowledge, we stand witness to a revolution in how we explore, analyze, and understand the world around us. Throughout the course of this workshop, you will embark on a journey of exploration and enlightenment. In insightful presentations today, each moment promises to deepen your understanding of the pivotal role that eHPC plays in shaping our scientific landscape. One highlight of our agenda is the study visit to NASA Supercomputing Center in the afternoon, where you will have the opportunity to witness the power of Lanta, the fastest supercomputing facility in our region. The practical exposure will not only inspire, but also empower you to harness the full potential of HPC technology in your endeavors. Now it is our agenda. We will commence with the opening ceremony by Dr. Piyawut Srichaikun, Deputy Executive Director of NECTEC, followed by a number of speakers from universities, research institutions, and private sectors from Thailand and international level. Additionally, in the afternoon, don't forget to mark your calendars for study visit to Thai Lanta Supercomputing. And if you have already pre-registered, please welcome you to our facility at NASA. Let us embark on this journey together, exploring the frontiers of e-science and HPC, and shaping the future of scientific inquiry. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in giving a warm welcome to Dr. Piyawut Srichaikun, Deputy Executive Director of NECTEC, for opening ceremony. Please welcome.
Good morning. For distinguished speakers, representatives from the National eScience Infrastructure Consortium members, ladies and gentlemen, I am honored to extend a warm welcome to all of you attending this year's eHPC workshop. This event serves as a remarkable platform for eScience researchers to share their advancement in high-performance computing and related fields, fostering the exchange of ideas and the formation of collaborative endeavors. I would like to express my deep appreciation for the National eScience Infrastructure Consortiums, an initiative that owns its existence to the visionary dedication of Her Royal Highness Princess Mahachakri Sirinthorn to the advancements of Thailand's science. Notably, the consortium has forged significant collaboration, including a partnership with CERN, a globally renowned institution in high-energy physics. This collaboration presents a remarkable opportunity for all involved. The consortium played a pivotal role in Thailand's collaborative effort by providing essential computing resources and supporting our active engagement in CERN's grid computing initiative in the beginnings. I am delighted to witness the continued growth of the consortium with new members bolstering collaborative efforts and enhancing computing services. Many of these members generously allocate computing resources to projects that directly benefit our nations. I eagerly anticipate learning about the latest developments and exciting ideas that will be shared during today's presentations. I would like to extend my sincerest gratitude to our speakers and participants for joining us in this workshop. I also like to express appreciation to the APAN secretaries for organizing the 57th meeting of the Asia Pacific Advanced Network in Bangkok, which allow us to set the stage for this event. It is my pleasure to officially declare eHPC 2024 open, and I wish us a great success. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Piyawut, for his opening ceremony. And now it's time to start first presentation by Mr. Ekapong Musikacharan. He's online now. He is Director of Science, Research and Innovation Promotion and Digitalization Division, Ministry of Higher Education, Science, Research and Innovation. His presentation is UniNet Empower Collaboration between Network and HPC. Please welcome Mr. Ekapong online.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, let me thank you all for coming here today. Let me introduce myself. My name is Ekapong Musikacharan. I am Director of Science, Research and Innovation Promotion and Utilization Division. And last year, I was Deputy Director of GDNet. As you can see on the scenes, our topic today is about GDNet Empower collaboration between network and high performance computing, or HPC. This slide is our vision is mainly on the way to improve education, national knowledge sharing, and communications by using lasted technology. As the world facing lacks of digital skill in human resource, we become aware of this issue and find a way to solve this problem by this cooperation. This is our mission of UniNet. UniNet is the greatest network infrastructure in order to empower research and innovation. And digitalization is the conversion of human-driven processes to software-driven, for example, high performance computing, HPC, and cloud computing, IoT, AI. We need to prepare suitable networks ecosystem for supporting new digital generation. This is a service UniNet structure. The UniNet's main service structure and be ready to serve as we are education network technology service to entry university of the country of the Thailand. We have a project monitoring and evaluation, and we have a learning resources. We have a network administration to and we have research and development and network development and cooperation. And there are unit service. We have 3 mainstream service for university in Thailand. This one, our service is mainly on fiber and network equipment management. Secondly, we have a data center and co-location and virtual machine. Thirdly, we have a Thai library for university. Example, Thai digital collection, union collection, and research database. And we have a auto library, and we have a iThesis, internet thesis for education for university in Thailand. This is our network infrastructure located in all over in of Thailand. The total length of backbone, distribution, and the last mile are 66,000 kilometers. There are 130 nodes of router equipment which are border gateway core nodes and aggregation nodes, distribution nodes, especially including Huawei DWDM, which is speed is 10 to 100 gigabyte and 172 routes. This slide is show you about member. As can be see, we have a long-term plan to support all of the university since 1996. The fundamental network infrastructure is very important to be prepared for new technology, new application, and new learning ecosystem. Now, in between 2020 to 2024, we aim to renovate our infrastructure with large technology and expand bandwidth to 100 gigabyte. This can be support new technology for future 10 years in advance. During COVID-19 pandemic, this affected all sector of the economy in 2020, including education sector. This situation clearly be seen that our organization has to address digital transformations as they move production and service to cyberspace. We digital transformation, and we have eliminate inequality in education, and we create a skill gap for the future. We aim to have an outcome of digital capability. The first one, we can lifelong learnings. This is the policy the Minister of Higher Education. The second, we have a maximize connectivity, education connection service. The last, we have a technology integrate technology, IT network, and support HPC computing power. So the purpose is to get the start right step by step. First is we start from network infrastructure integration, and we integrate of data connectivity to big data, and we enhance education and accessibility of over the country, and focus on accessibility. And the next step, we create knowledge sharing ecosystem. And lastly, we will meet the smart education and Thailand education smart nation. This for unit structure, the future unit structure for the future. This is the first unit future plan. We plan to connect to 155 universities all over of the country for an upgrade to 1 gigabit per second. And secondly, we focus on upgrading backbone from 10 gigabit per second to 100 gigabit per second for the world Thailand. And thirdly, we aim to stabilize and secure all of our network. And lastly, we aim to have a powerful network management system for the best performance. And in conclusion, according to UNET's mission, UNET is a medium network infrastructure, including technology and service, in order to bring the best performance to develop SPC facility. So this is our pressure to have attached important to education development, and our aim is mainly to be a supporter to high performance computing. One UNET aim to create technology ecosystem for supporting lifelong learning and to maximize education connection service for elimination and inequality. And last, UNET aim to deliver best practice of research, innovation, and technology transfer. Yes, UNET, thank you for attention. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Kun Ekapong. Any question from the floor? Any question? Okay. Okay, if no question, thank you very much, Kun Ekapong Musikacharan, for your presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And the next speaker from A-Star Singapore, Mr. John Lau. He will dive into the world of cybersecurity. He is from A-Star Agency for Science, Technology, and Research. He is online now, and please welcome Mr. John Lau.
Thank you, Dr. Charlie. Let me just share my slides. Okay, can you see my slides?
Yes.
Okay, very good.
I'm not sure it's
Thank
this slide.
Wait,
I-
no, wait, sorry.
Yes.
Yes, okay, good. Thank you. Okay, good morning, everyone. Thanks to Dr. Pia Wood, Dr. Charlie, organizers of the eHPC 2024 for inviting me to share this deck of slides, which is very close to my heart. I think between now and the other exciting sharings that you have on the applications on HPC, on eScience, this topic on cybersecurity is also necessary to see how we can secure the infrastructure as we put all our applications and workloads onto them. Also, thanks to the many people working hard in background for this. So as shared by Dr. Charlie, I'm John from the Agency for Science, Technology and Research. Also putting in my part for SingleRAN. So I know Francis Lee is there in the room. I've also colleagues from the National Supercomputing Center there. So if you have any questions on how to secure on cybersecurity technologies, I think you can also ask them. So I apologize that I cannot be with you in person, but hopefully at other sessions, APAN meetings, I can be there. Okay, I won't go through these slides, but just to share that I have a lot of interest in various areas of security, and that also includes being part of the NIST HPC security working group, in which we are discussing on this quite a bit, and I'll share that later. Right. Very simple 4 areas that I just want to share. Whether our HPC infrastructures are safe today, who are the people who can keep us safe? So what are we doing to keep it safe? And then what's next for all of us? Right. So at some of the sessions, people have asked, hey, supercomputer infrastructures, have they been hacked into? Were there other cases whereby, it was misused for other purposes other than what it's meant for? And indeed, if you look into the online in Google, you'll see that various different supercomputing centers or supercomputing infrastructures have been used in an unauthorized way. Here you can see different supercomputers being used for crypto mining. I mean, HPCs have huge computational power, but to be used for Bitcoin mining for personal reasons, and that's not too good, right? There were other cases where you see that malware was being put into. And just on the last part here, just wanted to share on even supercomputers across Europe was hacked into. So I just pull out 2 cases to just share with you all in a bit more detail. And so the Archer supercomputer, I think many of you have heard of it. This is the supercomputer in the University of Edinburgh. And what happened was that there was some exploitation on the nodes, and there was credentials stolen. And so what they had to do was to ask everybody to change their passwords and then redo the SSH keys in order to secure the environment. But what was interesting was that this case was not limited to just the UK system. It actually spread across to Europe. Right? And in my next slide, I'll just share that because of this case, you have many others in Germany, in Switzerland, and even some in Spain being affected. So once our supercomputers are all connected, that's where lateral movements can happen, and the credentials, because they are shared, we get into this situation. But that's the main thing about our supercomputers, right? We share our resources. We try to help each other to make available resources for research purposes. So we also need to take note of such issues. So what do we do? Right. In a quick point here, there was this article by Sean Paysett, and he was just sharing about knowing the differences between HPC architecture and traditional architectures. And so if you ask anybody in the streets, do you know the difference? Actually, not many people know, but this is where we need to educate to let people know what are the differences, right? Why? Because actually there are many cybersecurity professionals out there who can help us. But the thing is that not many of them understand what a HPC architecture is. Yes, there are companies out there, HPE, later sharing, and the likes, right? Dell, IBM, etc. They have people there, but I think can we find such resources in our own countries that can help us? I think this is where we need to develop then the capabilities. Right, so there are different cybersecurity principles, frameworks out there that we can leverage on. We know of CIA, and then now CIA-AN. We have defense in depth. We talk about us being assumed breached. We have the principle of least privileges. So there are a lot. One of the main ones would be the risk management methodology. So everything that we do is based on how much risk we can take. The more risk you can take, the lesser security controls is required. But if we are dealing with very important data, then yes, the risk is higher, and therefore more security needs to be put in place. So again, we are not saying that everything needs to be secure until it's perfect. No, right? We see what we need to run, and then based on that, then we determine what is the level of security that we want to put in place. This again is another principle in cybersecurity. We talk about the layered approach. We talk about the network security, which I think there are other tracks in APAN. We should be talking about that. We talk about access control and federated access controls, and this is one of the areas that I mentioned just now that you need to take into consideration. But in all HPC facilities, you have this thing about physical security, and that is actually a known thing. So you see a lot of all these actually, when you talk about HPC security, there are the traditional things that we just need to be aware of and to do it more regularly or more focused. But one of the things is that every time we talk about HPC security, there's always this contention, right? Like I shared just now, the supercomputing or HPC professionals may not be as well versed, may not know as much about what cybersecurity is all about and how to protect it. Then again, you have the cybersecurity professionals that may not understand the HPC infrastructures that well. So this is where we probably need to bridge the two. Of course, you have the HPC professionals, some of them come in and say that, hey, don't put in too many controls, because the more controls you put in place, you slow down the machine. Then you have the cybersecurity professionals who are very enthusiastic, very eager to say how we can secure the system. And so these two communities really need to come together to talk a bit more and put in place the right level of security, such that the research can continue to run well in the HPC facility, right? Not an easy task, but I think it's doable. Just need to bring the two groups together, drink more beer and wine, and make everybody happy. Right? Okay, so just to update everyone here, what's happening actually. So there's the presidential executive order in US, and there are two parts to it. One is that they want the executive order 14,028, that's on putting in place, improving, right, the cybersecurity in US. And so this was issued on 12th of May 2021, and that requires all the agencies to look at how they can secure their infrastructure and also the software supply chain. So this includes NIST. And because of that, then NIST is now working on, or rather they have drafted a white paper to describe this more, right? So NIST has formed the HPC Security Working Group, and they have already done an initial draft, the NIST SP 800-223, on securing the HPC facility. What has happened thus far? As I mentioned, place already. They came together to have security workshops. So in March last year, That was the third in place. At SC22, they came together for a cybersecurity workshop. That was in November. And then in 2023, again, they met up at SC23 and had another round of a workshop. Talk about different things, how you run things, what are the things to be concerned about. There was another session at SC23 that also talked about implementing zero trust on HPC. So this is just to share with you, what's happening in the world, at least in US, and the interest in cybersecurity for HPC. And I think that's where also I'm reaching out to say, in our region, let's also monitor this closely and then work together on it. I mentioned about this, the NIST SP 800-223. Y'all can, the link is there. Oh yeah, by the way, I will provide these slides to everyone so they can use it as a reference deck. So the initial public draft is ready. You can download it and take a look. In it, you'll find 5 chapters, the interesting ones. So again, this was the attempt that you see in chapter 2 to share with everybody what the system reference model, the architecture, the components in it, so that you can go on to then share about the threat areas and then how to secure it. Right? So this is all inside the public draft. You can go and take a look. But maybe let me just dive into 2 areas just to give you a snapshot, right? So when we talk about the security posture challenges recommendations, this is what they're talking about, right? Because today, beyond the login nodes, the login nodes actually where is user facing, so that part needs to be protected. But behind you have the compute nodes, and this is where the compute nodes, because they're running jobs, they need to be sanitized after they are used. How do you secure the containers to prevent one container from talking to the other? How do you continue to achieve performance together with security? So I think we are all aware of that balance that is required. Right. Yeah, so there's always this tussle between performance and security. As I shared just now, I think a lot of systems are focused more on the performance, trying to make it to the top 100 or so. Different applications have different security requirements, and also the data that is put into it may need different kinds of security to protect it. Limited resources. So again, there's a budget, and usually a lot of the budget is spent on, again, getting the fastest, the most, the latest technologies. But we do need to set aside some of that budget to look into security solutions and tools. Right. Open source software. So again, in a HPC environment, we do use a lot of self-developed software, and many of these specs is using open source software. And we run into whether some of this software, the libraries that are used to compile, whether there are bugs in it. So if some of the security people there, you have heard of the Log4j, you have heard of other issues, and even whether we patch and we patch such software in a timely manner, that is also something that we need to look at. A lot of this research software, again, we do not know whether the researchers have planted anything in their software and whether they have malicious intent. Right. So this is the nature, again, of HPC workloads. And of course, like I mentioned just now, together with applications, again, the databases that we have access to, we do need to control. And so this goes down back to zero trust. Only allow those people who need access to databases get access to those data sets that's required. Right. What I would propose actually is, this area, actually, the reason for me sharing is actually to say, let's all come together to look at how we can help each other understand this better and to put forth a position for all our supercomputing centers, right? At least in the region, because we are already working very closely with each other. But what I suggest here is actually two parts to it. One is look at the basic security hygiene. Like mentioned by Sean Pierce said, there's the traditional security that we need to do. And this includes, your firewalls, your timely patch management or regime. And then you have the HPC security controls, which are mentioned in the NST paper, things like the multi-tenancy, the different access zones, custom software, etc. So there are solutions to this. Vendors can also help to provide tools. There are also open source tools that can help in this. But, it's basically looking at the whole landscape and say, how can we come together to solve the different issues or challenges in our HPC. Okay, so a form of a layered approach would be helpful here. I mean, we were talking that even for our power stations, the difference between let's say a nuclear power plant and a normal electric power plant, both are still physical locations. Both still needs the same physical security, and so these are the standard things which in both kinds of environments we need to put in place. So for HPC and any traditional enterprise systems, the standard firewalls are what we need to put in place for both. Okay, so these are the basic ones that we can put together. One of the things that's happening also is that in many of the supercomputing centers, they are now hiring specialized security engineers who understand, of course, the traditional security as well as now moving into the HPC security. I know in NSCC also, we have started hiring security professionals. So that's one way to beef up the security of the HPC centers. Right. So what's next? What I think we can do is like this session today to share and let people appreciate what is happening in the cybersecurity space for HPC, so that the cybersecurity professionals can come in and help secure the HPC. At the same time, there's also HPC AI that can make better the cybersecurity solutions out there. And this will be how we can progress. Actually, HPC itself also advances such cybersecurity solutions. So you see, you have the HPC cybersecurity helping HPC, but HPC also helping the cybersecurity. And this is where we see things happening. In Singapore, last year, we had this HPC cybersecurity workshop, and that's where we also had some professionals come in and share a bit on the threat landscape. We did some talk on quantum. We look at how workloads can be monitored because NVIDIA has the Morpheus software. So that's software piece. So there are some technologies out there which are applicable and useful for HPC. But these are good sessions that we can then come together, right? And so this is the call to action. And sorry, I cannot be there. I will talk to all of you and then see how we can work together. But indeed, more sharing of such cybersecurity HPC at HPC events, including such of eHPC, would be good. Getting the vendors and the users together to understand each other's needs, as well as for all the supercomputing centers, at least in the region, to go beyond what we are discussing today, not just sharing of HPC, but even sharing of HPC cybersecurity practices and solutions. I think that would be good. Okay, so with that, I'd like to thank everyone for your time. Just to listen out and for us to work together in this. Thank you.
We have questions from the audience, and also for the online participants. If you would like to ask a question, you can unmute and speak, or you can type your question in QA box. Okay, we have one question from Dr. Piyawut.
Hi, John. This is
Hey.
first, thank you very much for bringing up these very challenging topics, which is this is the first time it has been addressed in the eHPCs. Now, following yours, actually the challenge on these two sides coming together from the HPC infrastructure side and cybersecurities, I have one first quick question. Running the HPC center myself, so aside from being cybersecurity aware and keep all the updated of softwares and patches on times, is there any way that I can let's say evaluate the setting up of our security in HPC service? That is that I have, whether I have done my best to protect it or make it more really the best of my ability of putting security without negotiating the use of users at this point in time. Any rules?
Yeah, so one way is to actually get the vendors in to do assessment, right? So I think from the traditional way of looking at HPC, of IT infrastructure, they'll be able to do that. I think the challenge that I see would be the next level, right, where you need to go into the architecture and look at other kinds of issues. And that's where I think we need to bring the vendors up to speed. I mean, like I shared, I think the IBMs and the HPEs, they have this knowledge. So they can also come in. But if you want to open the discussion to more vendors, you need to educate them on what a HPC infrastructure is. Especially if you want to use, let's say, your local enterprises, security enterprises, right? We need to do that sharing.
Okay. Second question, from your personal opinions, do I need the full-time HPC cybersecurity guys in place? The question is that because the pain point is that both, it is hard enough to find HPC expert. I think it's perhaps even more difficult to find cybersecurity expert who willing to understand HPC operations.
Yeah. No, very true, very true. So if I was at the HPC cybersecurity workshops, and we all acknowledge actually this is a space whereby it's lacking, right? The discussions at this, I think many who are attending were actually looking at how to benefit from the sharing rather than wanting to share their knowledge, right? And so this is the area whereby we need to catch up. I mean, US itself, like I say, we need those who are aware of or know how to define the architecture to share. Again, the likes of IBM, HP, Fujitsu, all these, they have actually core competences within themselves, right? How do we draw that out? And then how do we get that to share? So it's both ways. While we catch up with our own knowledge, it's important to then quickly share this with the community and then get everybody ready. So I don't think the cybersecurity people would be, I think they will be able to propose solutions if they understand the architecture. Okay, so that's just the missing link there. I think my NSCC colleagues there will be able to share it because that's also a journey that we are taking. Looking at the infrastructure, doing assessment, see where we are and how can we continually defend or prevent putting more controls for it. Okay, thanks. I mean, this is a journey and we can all work together. That's why thanks, Dr. Piyawut, have friends in Korea is also interested. I'm quite sure all of us who are in this area would be interested, as we also aware that HPC may be an infrastructure that our threat actors may be very interested to get a hand on. Okay, so Thanks.
Okay, any questions? Okay, John, I have one more question. Maybe my question is quite simple. Okay, I would like to ask about the motivation of the attacker who hack HPC, because most attackers who hack ordinary server or computing systems, they would like to steal data or to take confidential data or make modification of the data in rest. But because people use HPC usually for processing purpose, not for storing data. So what is the major motivation of the attacker who to attack HPC, or if just would like to know if it is different from the motivation to hack or ordinary or computer system?
Yeah. Okay. We sometimes we do not know why why some of these threat actors hack systems. But usually it's for a few reasons. One is for reputation, right? So if I'm able to hack into, one of the biggest supercomputer in the world, I get that now become famous in that sense, right? Research data is something which, at least for myself in A-Star, we're trying to also have a hold on. What kind of research data is important, right? So I don't have all the details, but again, if let's say a hacker is aware that a certain that supercomputer is being used for a certain purpose and they can get hands on the data, then that could be the motivation. Then again, there are solutions for that, because most of the compute nodes in HPC's setup doesn't have internet access. If it does, then it goes through an internet proxy. And so actually, if you monitor the internet proxy, that could be one way to block. The third is to use the large computational resources for a certain purpose. I think in most of the cases that we saw, they were using it for Bitcoin mining, right? Again, yeah, if you can get hold on a supercomputer and you do Bitcoin mining, you probably can get quite a few Bitcoins out of it at no charge. So I think that's where they are making use of that facility. Thanks.
Yes, thank you very much. Okay, if there is no more question, let's say thank you very much for your presentation, and I hope to see you again in Bangkok next time. Thank you very much.
Okay, I'll see you. Okay.
Okay, next speaker, Dr. Vinay Chavivat from Hydro Informatics Institute Public Organization. His presentation is AHC, ASEAN Hydro Informatics Data Center for International Water Corporation. Please welcome Dr. Vinay.
Good morning, everyone. Let me introduce myself. My name is Vinay Chavivat from Hydro Informatics Institute organization. So today I would like to present in the topic ASC, Asian Hydro Informatics Data Center for International Water Corporation, which relate with the SPC today. So let me start with, can you change my slide? Okay. So let me start with the question, why establish ASC? ASC is the name of Asian Hydro Informatics Center. So it's based on two reasons. The first reason is scale up the good practice on the use of hydro informatics for water management in Thailand to regional level. In this picture, you can see our organization is a National Hydro Informatics Data Center that indicate 52 Thai government agency data, and we also distribute function and integrate use with the data warehouse, high performance computer. The aspect that we focus, we will relate with the hydro hydroinformatics for the primary data acquisition and analytic reports. And we also produce the single integrated report to serve the National Water Resource Committee and Prime Minister Operations Center, or PMOC. So this is the first lesson that we establish our organization. And the second, transparency cooperation is needed to address the water management issue that across national boundary. So this is really important in this era. So let's see our timeline that we established. The speed of eHPC start from 2015. SAI organized many side events with the Asian participants to express their idea on the scope of work and highlight the importance of hydroinformatics in ASEAN. After the series of meeting discussion with many relevant bodies, such as Asian country and Asian Secretariat and dialogue partner, ASC finally endorsed in 2017. And for the 2018, it was successful approved by subcommittee on microelectronic and information technology and Asian Coast Office establishment of ASC. After that, we have done a lot of activity to identify the key implementing area and framework, etc. And the capacity program have also been established with the good help and support from Asian and external partners. So this is the concept that we established our organization. This feature show the benefit of early warning system with the lead time for the fast forecasting. For example, the lead time 48 hours, early warning can reduce 80% damages of the right and property. So the structure of STI cooperation in ASEAN start from the ASEAN Ministry meeting on science, technology, and innovation that addressed at the ministerial level, and next ASEAN Committee on Science, Technology, and Innovation addressed at the senior office level, and the next subcommittee on microelectronic and information technology, one of 9 subcommittee, and finally we formulate our organization at the Asian Hydroinformatics Data Center. And for the framework, composed in 3 main activities. The first one is knowledge sharing, is to create a platform of the knowledge and information sharing on the law of science and technology for disaster risk reduction and learning from experience for the other country for the climate change adaptation. Second, technology matching, to match the technology that is applicable for the other country. And the last one, capacity building, is to build the capacity for the young experts and researchers in the Asian country. For the member, right now we have 9 countries. First is the Cambodia, Indonesia, RPDR, Malaysia, Myanmar, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, and Vietnam. And for the 5 thematic area can be separated as follows. The first one is hydroinformatics center development. Second is the big data and data analytics and observation technology and modeling. And the last one is the sustainable water management. For this 5 thematic area also can follow at this T green color box. It starts from the data and technology and application at the last. For our roadmap, composed in 3 phases. Right now we addressed in the phase 2 of like at the technology. We have the technology matching and capacity building. For example, right now we have the knowledge sharing for the field visit to the study area and technology matching. We have shared the technology from Japan, Taiwan, and India. And the last one, capacity building. We also can learn from the training and the workshop. And for the expect outcome can be separated in 4. The first one is the regional collaboration and learning-based platform for the hydroinformatics. Second, key scientific information, knowledge, and good practice, and the S&T implementation for the hydroinformatics. And third, knowledge sharing on satellite database for policymaker and practitioner to prompt the response to normal and critical situation, consequently reduce disaster risk. And the last, partnership for the new knowledge and regional contribution to the capacity building. Let's see our activity and achievement. For the technology, right now we have 10 sharing technology that we can categorize in the flow group, such as DRR application, right? Thai water mobile application. We also can, you also can download this application on your mobile and see the water certification overall of the Thai province. And second is DRR technology, that we have the IT infrastructure, and we also can have the forecasting. And the third is the public education and science communication. And the last one is management. For the knowledge sharing with international partner, few years ago, we have conduct the project named Climate Resilient Agriculture for the Disaster Risk Reduction. This project, we have the objective to study the climate change affecting to the agriculture at the small scale level and adopt the model technology to solve it, as well as to share and expand its result to ASC member. This outcome, we can share the knowledge and matching technology for the creating the good practice model for the Asian region and the other country, and analyze the climate change forecast towards climate resilient agriculture and smart farmer. And for the field tip, we also set up for the sharing knowledge in the three main issue. First is the data collection and analysis, right, as the technology for CWRM, and water resource management, right, at the palm oil farm using the water gas, retention pond, and my circuit pros. And the last one, S&T for the climate adaptation. This project we can call STI for SDG, like at the big name. Okay. And for the information sharing, we have done the project named Hydroinformatics for Disaster Management in ASEAN. And that is the collaboration between the ASC and Asian CIO Association. The outcome can be linked to the encourage the implement of the hydroinformatics for disaster risk reduction and management in ASEAN, and the practice of use the hydroinformatics to respond, react to the approaching disaster. And for the information sharing among the country member, we can see the weather data that's provided by Hydroinformatics Institute and the MHEN Vietnam and Singapore that have the weather forecast for the 7 day in advance. And collaboration with the external partner, we also adopt the count top temperature from JAXA to share the data on our website platform. And for the climate change data, this is the newest information that we already share on on our website to share the climate change information. That is will show the difference between present and the future climate, how it have the severe in the future, and we also can look for the extreme index that show the severity in the temporal and the spatial in each region. This climate information could be enhanced the awareness to cope with the impact of climate change in the Asian country. For the knowledge sharing, we set up the workshop to share the data like at the event. From now we have the 5 workshop. It starts from the TA2 big data and data analytics, and for the sustainable water and hydroinformatics center development and the flood modeling and the observation. And for this year, we also plan to set up the workshop to share the information and some of the big data that in our plan. And for the activity accordant with the ASC 5 thematic area, like as I already talked before. So today, I also would like to thank you for your attention. That I really welcome to answer your question. Thank you very much. Any questions?
Any questions?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Hello, Monsak from DGA. Is the data shared to the public, or is it only dedicated for the register members?
Okay, let me answer. For this data, we serve as the open data. You can access asianwater.net to see our public data. That right now we have the weather forecasting in Thailand, and we also have forecasting in ASEAN country. And right now we also have forecasting in Lao PDA data. You also can access and can look for the weather forecast and some of the rainfall monitoring from GS Map. Yeah, thank you very much. It's free. Yeah, no need to register.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
One more question from Dr. Piyawood.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Vinay. We all know that HPC serve as enabling infrastructure or enabling tools to achieve many things. Now, aside from weather forecasting, which is main use of HPC, does AHC use HPC in different other manners to serve the 5 thematic pillars?
Yeah.
Can you give some more maybe tangible example?
Okay.
So running HPC, so we sort of know that weather forecasting is, but we want to know what other kind of thing that HPC can do for you. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. From the 5 thematic area, you can see first one is the data integration, that we collect all the data from the 52 government agency. We also have some of the data assurance and data QC before we use data to serve the governance water management. And we also have the GIS, AI, and machine learning. And we also try to use the SPC for the hydrometeorological and telemetry, remote sensing, and GNSS That is our duty that we already use HPC to run for this work. Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah. Please. Yeah. That's right.
Okay, because you have 5 thematic areas.
Yeah.
Do you have some kind of a knowledge base that collecting the framework and also the best practice that you have do the study so that the later generation of people can gain benefit from this?
Right now we have the public paper that already share on our website. You can access and see our knowledge. For example, for myself, I also share some the climate change issue, and we also try to study some the remote sensing and analytic data. You also can access and see our knowledge sharing. Thank you very much.
It should be some kind of lesson learned
Yeah,
so that
yeah,
people
yeah.
can follow.
Yeah.
Not the knowledge itself, but the lesson learned, the problem or the situation that you have to confront, and what solution and what strategy you use to solve the problem. So I think
Yeah.
this will benefit the Asian member
Yeah.
so that they can follow you with a less overhead.
Yeah.
Mm.
For your answer, your question, I can answer like this. And the workshop, we have many issue, right? As I prefer in the last slide. We have the big data, and we also have the remote sensing and modeling that we can share among Asian countries, that everyone can learn from this workshop, like added knowledge sharing. We use this platform to share our knowledge. It's just like the annual report or the public paper in our website. In the next phase, we will develop our website to have the public paper on this, but it also have the license. We also should be concerned about it. Okay, please.
Okay, one last question.
Now, I have just 2 brief questions. One is about the apps which we are developing for Thai water management. Can it be used in some other places? And second is about the data which you collected from many agencies. Can
Yes.
the data be shared with us as well to do some research in our part of the world?
Okay. I will raise some example for the aspect of hydroinformatic data that we already collect for the 52 government agency. We can start from the weather, and we also have the water use from the Royal Irrigation Department, and we also have some of the financial data, and we also have some of the agriculture product, and we also have some of the population and environment data to add our input to serve the related agency, because water is the issue that can relate with every topic. It's very wide area. Yeah. Thank you. Peace.
What is your lesson learned? What is the main challenge? Because it may not be just for water, it may be used for other things as well.
Yeah.
You can share with us some of the big challenges that you had in your work.
Yeah.
Okay. So that we can take away and say, I will take that into consideration when dealing with other things.
Okay. For the lesson learned from our weather telemetering station, right now we implement the PM 2.5 in our telemetering station. That is the lesson learned from the weather first, and then we expand to PM 2.5. And right now we already implement almost overall of Thailand. That's not related with only water, but we concerned about water, the air quality also. Yes.
Sensors.
Yeah.
Gathering of information.
Yeah.
Nature that
Yeah, yeah. That's right. That's right. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Because we are running out of time. And sir, if you have any additional question to discuss, you can have discussion with the speakers during the coffee break or during lunchtime. Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Vinay, for your excellent presentation.
Thank you very much.